soon. Okay, good evening, everybody. I apologize for the mix-up on the date that I put as our meeting, but I did put Monday, so. I'm just going to go right into the agenda. Is there any additions to the agenda that we need to discuss with this group at this time? Otherwise, we will go forward as written. Youth Service Compliance Form, we are very happy to report that the majority of our clubs have turned in their youth service compliance forms. For those that haven't, we will be reaching out to you because it's pretty important that we make sure our Rotarians are covered in case there are situations that arise involving our youth and handling the situation. All right. Does anybody have any reports for their HRYF scholarships and the progress that they made or how many? Hi, Joni. Welcome back. The progress that they've made or how many applicants have been applying? Are you still in interviewing or have the selections been made? Go ahead, Karen.
Wasn't the notice, I mean, our selection made already? It was due?
The deadlines, yeah.
The deadline, yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing our interviews for West Hawaii on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Okay.
So Jen, is the question, have we done our scholarship interviews?
Yeah, where are you? Do you have any questions?
We're done. We're done.
You're done. Okay.
Milani's done.
Mililani is done. I know Hilo is done. I don't have Beverly on this call to see if she knows of other islands. Karen, is that you're with the Kona Mauka Club? Is that just your club that you're referring to? Interviews
no, it's the 4 clubs that are in West Hawaii.
Okay, West Hawaii clubs. Okay, the big thing, you guys have received applicants. That's great. You got to give away that money.
Yeah.
Dick, how's it going for you?
I don't know. Person in charge is President-elect, and he's just coming back from RILA. But he normally takes care of it.
Okay. So it's all good. All righty. Okay, so there's actually no other questions. Most of us are finished with it. Jeff, do you know what the HRYF scholarships entail and all of that?
I do. I don't know where we're at in the process, though. I'm sorry. So
okay, no problem. All right. It's just if you have any questions, we can go ahead and try to find those answers and get them to you ASAP. So, let's go right into RILA 2025 reports. Rick, I'll give you up to 3 minutes. How about that?
All right. So after a very slow start, only nine RILA applicants on December 1st. We ended up with what did we end up with? 49 actually came to Camp Erdman with 12 volunteers. I'll just say right here, we need more volunteers for what we're doing. We had so the story goes 10 o'clock on the morning Friday of RILA. Phone rings, it's Camp Erdman. Hey, we haven't had any power up here in like 2 days. We're not sure we're going to have it this weekend. What do you want to do? I said, well, I guess that's part of leadership. So do you have any lanterns? And so Camille and I showed up at 2 o'clock, no power. And our room that we were going to use was wide open. I mean, the windows were open, the doors were open, and there was like an inch of dirt and leaves everywhere, furniture, the tables, the whole 9 yards. And there's Brian and I discovered, I couldn't figure out at first where the eggs were coming from. We had a chicken that visited every day and laid an egg for us. That was as campy could be. Brian showed up and he walks in at 4:30 and says, well, I guess I can leave my stuff in the car. We're not going to need it. And right then, everything came on. Power. He set up the buses, but he plugged in and got the last speaker working. We discovered there's a TV show, Rescue, that's it's like a Hasselhoff Baywatch kind of thing that they're filming up there. And last year we couldn't use the training room. We had to use a smaller room, and they used the room that we're in. Anyway, in their redesigning stuff, they blew out the power on the right side of the building. So it took a bit for Brian to jerry-rig everything to get it going. And right as he got it going, the bus pulled in. Boom, showtime. The other, you know, my last words to the whole team, our last planning meeting was, the word for the weekend is flexibility. And right after that, I had 4 speakers cancel. And I managed to find 4 speakers with no warning, and they were incredible. I mean, it was really pretty. Dave actually found one. He brought what was his name? Alan Davis. He's a coach, kind of a famous coach here in Hawaii. And man, that man wouldn't stop. He didn't get the flexibility. He decided he was presenting for an hour and he didn't care when he started. So he kind of threw us off a little bit, but the kids loved him, absolutely loved him. And he really loved it. And we'll have him come back, but I'll give him a flexibility speech. We did the Odyssey course. And so for you that don't know, it's 55 feet off the ground. It's a big, huge ropes course. It takes typically about 2 hours to do. We had 33 kids sign up. Most of the kids signed up. So we went by a point system. Oh, first speaker finishes speaking and she says, any questions? No one says anything. There's points for asking questions. Boom, hands shoot up. Everybody asks questions the rest of the weekend. So the top point getters got to do the course. So we had 2 groups of 15 go through the course. One kid got stuck because a kid actually decided that he was in a hurry, bumped her. She was a large kid. She couldn't get herself back up. It took him 45 minutes to get her off of the Odyssey course. She was so well-spirited. All she said is, darn, you know, I knew better than to do my nails before I came. I broke one. But she was fine. Very well. Oh, she said, oh, that guy was in such a hurry. I wish he hadn't been in a hurry. But so she had reframed things, and it was most of the kids. Now I did the state judging for DECA for the high school stuff. Was that on Tuesday? On Tuesday. And we had about 5 or 6 kids that actually came to Ryla. I could hear as I was walking through the hallway, hey, there's that Ryla guy. Trying to recognize kids. So they were there, and one of them was actually co-chairing the whole thing. It was just remarkable. So it was really fun to see the kids, you know, and then also see them competing at a different level and actually judging them. So coming from Ryla, taking what they learned, and some of them were kind of applying some of that leadership stuff. So it's really cool. What I would say is I had told Jen I was stepping down. I'm staying, but we have got to do this differently. We need the clubs to get behind this today's lessons or tomorrow's future. We have got to be youth oriented, and we need clubs to refer folks. I should not have to be calling the schools myself. I should not be asking Naomi to shake the trees. We need to, like I said in the beginning, we need to interview our kids, and we need to select them. And we need to, after they finish Ryla, have them come to our clubs and present. We need to do and what I was encouraging the kids to do at graduation, we need to have them recruiting their friends to come. Now, I had just at that judging the state competition, every one of them said they're coming back and they're going to be youth facilitators. What we need to also put out is I heard that clubs don't think if they went once that they should go a second time. No, the first time is to learn the leadership skills. The second time is to apply them. I think the second time is even more valuable. Those kids that were youth facilitators, oh my gosh, they were so happy. I mean, that role, but I also want us to get them signed up long enough ahead of time so I can do like you guys do on some of the other islands, so we can actually train in the youth facilitators. So when they come, they're ready to go. They know what they're doing. We don't have to spend that time doing that. So that's probably more than 3 minutes, but so I'm going to do it again because I'm not going to step down until this is a sustainable program. And we have the folks that are going to do it, that young and new ideas, all of that is wonderful. But it needs to be that we have a steady stream of kids and schools that know about RILA that are sending them. And so we'll hopefully move this to more of a district level to try to make that happen more. And us here,
Yeah.
this is preaching to the choir, so I'm sorry, but it is what has to happen. Maui had a hard time finding people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have to have a hard time finding. This is look at these kids, how happy they are behind me. They have
Yeah.
such a great time. So that's my spiel. Thanks.
Yeah, planning is already in the works and yeah, it's great. In fact, this is why I brought on Gail, because I didn't want me to be the one. But Gail, if you can share some of the highlights. Thanks, Rick. Awesome job. Congratulations on getting 49 when in December it was a really spooky time. All right, go ahead, Gail. Oh, you're on mute, hon.
It looks like Oahu did really well, Rick, so congratulations. Here on the Big Island, I'm just going to share that I've been part of RILA for like 15 years now, so I've seen an evolution. We went from moms twisting kids' arms to register to RILA, to now students encouraging other students to be there. And so it is more significant because their expectation is so much higher, and they're almost promised really good leadership training. And the maturity of the students, has evolved quite considerably. They are far more aware of the importance of building rapport, collaboration, building relationships, and they do know concepts in leadership. So it's really nice that we are aware of it and we want to keep up the pace and, deliver things that are really relevant for them. So I would say that over the years, I'm so happy that I'm still part of RILA and got to witness this year. RILA 2025 on Hawaii Island was just tremendous. What happened is we've kind of stepped toward a student-led program, and it turned out almost perfect, and so in the process, we removed Rotarians who were serving as Ohana facilitators along with student facilitators. And then that is a considerable number of Rotarians off of the full-time staff at camp. So maybe up to 9 we were less. But in the process, we added them back because Rotarian student relationships are so critical for our Rotarians to realize how important this program is. And so they were invited back. A number of them went on the Saturday hike and also participated in the community service, which is ginger eradication. Another group showed up in the evening to sit down and talk story with students. And it was very intriguing because it wasn't just a career talk. It was talk about Rotary. It was talking about the path you took to get to where you are and the satisfaction you have in fitting Rotary into your career. And I think all of that was very, very smart. Key here is we got an early start. We had 2 excellent students from Waiakea High School who just recalled the programs from the year prior and have gone on to other programs to learn content. And so they came through with a program that was off by a few minutes because I made a mistake. And other than that, they were on point, on time, and very, very well received and very engaging. And so we're left with a challenge for RILA 2026 in that we need to groom students that can match that caliber. We were really, really fortunate to have that quality of training by these 2 young men and the inclusion of our team. At RILA, we only needed 4 adults. Jen, Kazuo, Kari Hoffman came to help, and myself, and it went off really well. In normal years, we have maybe up to 12 or more there at camp, 15 at camp. And so we save a little bit of money and the students are much more manageable. They're just really hungry to be there and to learn. What can I add that is, like Rick, I'm kind of old in the system already and wanting to see really sustainable practices. And I think we're just on it right now. That is something that we can support from the back and then build forward. Jan, she decided to go to district, so that's gonna be a void for us to fill. So we've got
Yeah,
some
you can't get
challenges.
rid of me. No,
But
go ahead.
I will say that from time to time, I really relish the time we had during COVID, Rick. Because we proved that a statewide convening on on Zoom can work. And it doesn't have to be a full camp. It could be just dialogue, could be 1 or 2 speakers. It could be short, but it was so much fun just to be working with all the Rotarians across the state. So let's think of something like that. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Gail. Okay, and I really got a shout out. And I was in charge of logistics, and I couldn't have done this. It really does take a village. We had 56 Rotarian volunteers, driving students, working with students, coming out to talk to them, taking them on the ginger hike, coming and picking them up, coming and helping us set up. And this is big encouragement because all of those Rotarians got a gist of what we do for our youth with our RILA program. It is an outstanding program. The transformations occur not only in the students, but all of us that are a part of it. So just kudos to the Big Island team. Congratulations, Oahu. We got to help Maui. Maui's struggling. They're coming out of the Lahaina fires. Things are not the same as they used to be. A lot of Rotarians have left. A lot of those that we knew connections in Maui have left. So it's a high goal that we assist the Maui Rotary Club with getting back to the way they used to be and forming a big solid team to assist at their RILA. Or an option is we could, go and help them too if we stagger the weekends so we can see how this can all work. Was there mahalo nui Rotarians and for everyone that's donated to make this all possible, either by volunteering or their own pocket money. Thank you very much. Any questions from anybody else on the Zoom meeting tonight?
I don't have a question, Jen, but I have a comment. So Rick, I told Natasha, because I was asked to, and I'm hoping she related to you, but I have 2 internet clubs and I was really pushing for the camp. I ended up with 2 kids going from the Kapolei High School. And the one boy, senior named Andrew, he said he loved it. They didn't know what they were going into, being a new club back into a new club, but he enjoyed the speakers. He enjoyed the meeting so many new kids. He said, I have so many new friends. So I wanted to relay that to you, that he had a really good experience. That's what we want for the kids.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
this group was probably, they're all friendly, but this group with the laughter and they were singing songs together. I mean, it was really special to see. They really connected and bonded. However, we had one girl, I'm just going to say this fast, that wanted to be with her friends. And when she realized that she couldn't, because we split them all up evenly in Nohanas, she went home. She decided she wasn't going to stay. And this is why I'm saying we have got to interview these kids so we don't have that happen. That was so, I mean, for a couple of our volunteer Rotarians, they were so frustrated with that. I said, well, it happens,
Well,
But-
Rick, we did, I actually interviewed all of the kids that were going. We had
yeah.
But the one girl said, is there anyone else from my school going? And this was IPA. I said, no, the others can't go for this reason, this reason. And she said, oh, then I don't want to go if there's no one else going. So I tried to explain that this is where you meet people and learn leadership. However, it's better that she drop out before she goes. So
Yes.
we let it be.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Yeah.
she'll learn what she missed.
So
Yeah, I
a
hope
lot
so.
of times with the signups is what I found out personally is that parents will sign them up.
Yeah.
And not tell the kids what it's all about. So a push is if you have a child that has hesitancy, talk to the parents. We've got 2 turnarounds at our camp that they said, oh, I'm not going after it's too late. This is the day before. I'm making all the confirmation phone calls to every student. You know what? I'm taking this to your parents. And they got those 2 kids because we make sure they know it's going to cost between $200 and $250. And you sort of put them on a spin that, hey, we've already paid for you. And, you know, you don't tell the parents, oh, you got to pay them, but it makes them understand responsibility right away. Somebody's already
So-
paid for this. So, yeah.
So the other thing that we can do,
Cool.
Joni, is we can come out and speak to the schools or the interacts. I mean, so that they have a better understanding. I've gone to several schools and those kids come prepared. They know what they're coming to.
I had
Actually, you know, I'm gonna
Natasha.
add a piece. Megan Lee, so that's Herb Lee, who's one of our Rotarians. His daughter is at Pacific Buddhist Academy, and she's always sent us a number of kids. So this year, she asked if she could come, and I said yes. So she came and she actually did one of the presentations, and she brought 3 kids with her in the car. I mean, it was really special. I mean, and for her too, to just see it in action. She's still calling me and texting. That was so much fun. So, I mean, there's a number of ways we can approach
Oh,
it.
that was good. I think I did have Natasha come and speak to the Interact kids.
Yeah.
I did,
Perfect.
yeah. But
Yeah, and we can't do it without Natasha. So yeah, I mean she's gold. So pretty remarkable. Actually, the team. So you know, Gail and Jen and how we met and everything that we've done together. Even before us, this Oahu team was kind of percolating, and so we've continued. We're in like our 6th, 7th year. I'm 7th year, and it's I always say it's a fine oiled machine. Everybody knows what their role is, and we all know what everybody's skills are, and so it works really quite well. We do need more people. The other last piece I'll say is Sustainable Coastline has come 7 years in a row and cleaned beaches with us. And they bring like a team of people. And I just tried to set up something for a Honganji. They don't do that. Most people have to donate $7,500 or more for them to come and do that. They've given us 7 years, well, probably longer. They've done it all 7 years I've been there. And they start with this remarkable class. Every Saturday starts that way. So it's such a special, you know, and then the Camp Erdman, they have left the cost at pre-COVID cost because our Rotary, we built Rotary Village, which is where we stay, and we've updated them so many times. And they don't even ask for down payments or anything. They're just, you know, when you get here, whatever number of kids are, that's what you pay. They're so flexible with us. And then they have staff that are trained and certified on each of the courses. So those staff are who take them. Those are young college kids that are taking them, which is what the Ryla kids love. So we've got this built-in Rotarac and Camp Erdman people, you know, so us older folks, we can just kind of hang back. It works really so well. Yeah.
Great. Okay, Gail, go ahead.
I just want to mention that I think over the last 3 years, we had pre-camp orientations, and we invite the students and the parents. And it's so well attended. You know, we expect that all students will come unless they have some excuse not to. And if not, the parent is there. And it really goes a long way for the
Yeah.
parent to understand what's going to occur in the program, all the schedules, and then we move into the students building rapport within their Ohana groups. And it's been really good because if you do that early enough, that they already
Yeah.
belong. And so you're gonna have less resistance as the days come closer. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean we don't have fallout, but I
Yeah.
tell you, Auntie Jen is an animal. She'll go and get them back. And
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
the ones that made the decision thoroughly enjoyed the decision to come back, you know, so.
Yeah, we
So-
were real fortunate. 93 was on the Zoom meeting for the parents and the student orientation. And we do that 1 week
Fantastic.
before camp.
Yeah.
All right.
So we are
and-
we are set for next year's camp.
Mhm.
So Oahu will be at Camp Erdman. That'll be same time. So it's going to be Friday, January 30th, Saturday, the 31st, Sunday, the February 2nd. And we've been asked by the team to stay longer on Sunday this year. They felt we were
Nice.
cramming too much in and they want to do more on Sunday. So we'll probably stay longer on Sunday. So the 30th through the 1st. So the same weekend, just, you know. So that's Ryla 2026. We decided in our debriefing, we'll post just like we did this year. We'll post the flyer on August 1st. And we want to close it on December 1st, so we can do just what Gail and Jen were talking about. So we can spend time with the parent, but training in the youth facilitators. So I really want to get us to that 50 before the
Okay,
first. I mean, so
Great.
there you go. I'll stop.
yeah. Okay, so a real FYI to Karen, we're going back to President's Day weekend. The kids need that downtime, so do us Rotarians. So we're gonna be going from, I think it's gonna be the February 16th through the 18th for 2026. About there, could be February 15th, but I'll double check it. Anyway, President's Day weekend. All right, June, Jeff, Dick, thank you so much for listening, and Joni for adding. Do you guys have any questions for Ryla or anything there? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on. Naomi, are you back on? Naomi had discussion for a possible program for Junior Ryla. I'm gonna defer that. I will go up to Interact. We don't have Barry online.
I can answer for him. I can answer.
Okay, go ahead, Dick. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna defer it, just a string of things. One, the period was too short to try set it up. And it make more sense to do it late September or by the middle of October next year, the beginning of school year, not the ending.
Got
I
it.
got sick as dog with the flu for 14 days. He got sick as dog for the flu. The principal at Proceac, so we couldn't put, like for about 4 or 5, we couldn't put a meeting together. And so we just, you know what, it's getting way too late in the game, so we're gonna defer it. And we're either gonna have 5, and I suggested 10 Interact schools to do in late September, early October. Maybe as far as Farrington and Kamehameha all the way out to Campbell High School. So right now, that's what we're gonna do.
Awesome. Okay.
Maybe having about 100
Understandably
kids.
so.
Well,
Yeah.
most of our Interact clubs are all the student body council anyway, in our Interact clubs.
Mm. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's been rough. We think we can put things in place, but there's always an outbreak happening somewhere, it seems nowadays, right?
Right. Well, we had speakers lined up, and so a couple of speakers lined up already, but we just put it off. It's actually the wrong time to do it at the end of the school year.
Agreed. Okay, great. I know, Gail, that Naomi might have had some questions about the middle school Interact possibility and ideas. Naomi must still be on her phone call. So I don't have anything to report on that, but she may be reaching out to you for comment. How's your Interact progress going, Dick, with your middle schools?
Pretty good. We got 3 middle schools, 1 high school, and hopefully we'll have another intermediate sign up before this year end. Then we're looking to go after 2 more next year, and then we're done.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Okay, yeah, we too are looking at to start possible program here in East Hawaii. So we're crossing our fingers and see if it'll happen. Anybody else have anything to report on Interact for your Interact clubs? I can tell you Waikia High, they have at least 2 projects a month. They go hot and heavy. They're helping their schools in so many events. They just got through helping at the Variety Club of set up, concession, and all that kind of stuff. They're making their own money. And yeah, they're a busy group of kids. Do you know anything about Kealakehi, Karen?
No, Scott, you'd have to talk with Scott about that.
Okay, I can tell you for the first time ever, we had, well, I shouldn't say first time ever, first time in maybe about the past 5 years, we had almost 20 West Hawaii kids, North Hawaii, West Hawaii kids. And that's saying something. That means half of Hilo almost. Well, we had more than half, but almost half were from West Hawaii. So the kids love the interaction because they never get chances to meet each other. So we're hoping to do an activity with the Interact clubs before year end so that they can get together again. They really form some tight bonds. So that's
Oh,
really great.
great.
Upcoming events, March 29th, action plan workshop. Neither Naomi or Ryan have gotten back to me on these things, so I wish I could say. Spring learning assemblies, it appears April 5th and 9th. We're going to have training for the incoming new chairs. And the other thing is the big newsletter. If you have anything to report on your youth clubs or youth service projects, make sure that you write up a small article, add a couple of pictures, because we really want to have that newsletter prepared and distributed no later than May 1st of 2025. So that's something that we're working on. We just need your cooperation in getting us material and articles and pictures. Rick, I have a ton of articles from you regarding RILA and some gorgeous pictures. Thank you so much. Gail, I believe we have quite a few pictures for RILA. And all the other ones, if you're doing reading in kindergarten, if you're doing what is that trash one, the litter projects, sustainability projects, anything with your youth clubs, please, we want to recognize them because then we can go ahead and get a copy printed for them before the year ends, their school year ends, especially to all those presidents and those that have taken the lead on projects that made a difference in their community. We definitely want to recognize those youth.
I'm sorry,
And
Jen,
they're,
Jen, where do we send it?
the District 5000
Okay.
email. Yep. So we'll be getting a little bit more into that, and I will check if we have any templates or anything that have been established and get that information out to you. But again, this is not recognizing the clubs. This is about doing shout outs for all the kids that work so hard and make us look good because they are doing the events. So perfect. Of course, I'm sure the DGs and those that are involved in judging for our youth programs will also love to have that information or that newsletter also. Okay, next meeting, March 24th, 2025. I will be in Portugal, so I won't be here, but I'm sure Ryan and Naomi will lead the meeting. Are there any other questions or information? Oh, good. Thank you, you chairs, for those of you attending tonight's meeting. Thank you for all you do and for our communities. And if there's a question, hey, I'm just email away, phone call away, 808-557-1897, and be happy to help. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank
I am
you.
ending this meeting.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks. Good seeing
All
you,
right,
everybody.
Mahaloni, take care. Be
Take
safe,
care.
everybody. Stay healthy. Okay.